All right, Nick, let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. This looks like one of the most powerful teams coming in to the AFC side of the playoffs. They are true contenders, potentially to go all the way again. They look, I'd say, even better than they did last year, and we know how far they got last year, Nick. But I think we have a story here, Nick, that's saying, this year, last year, years to come, might not be the last year for the Bengals. And we are going to let people know about that in just a moment. Before we get there, Bengals fans, it's been a long season. You still got a little bit left ahead in front of you. But let's take a peek back in the rear view and let us know, what was your favorite moment from this past season? What moments made you the happiest? What moments gave you the most hope? Let us know in the comments below. And stay tuned to the end of this video, Nick, because we have a great story, some good news from today's partner, Mint Mobile. You're going to want to hear about that. And while you're there in the comment section below, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out. It really helps us grow our channel. Now that we have gotten all of that out of the way, Nick, that was a mouthful. Let's get into the story.
Yeah, so anyone who knows about, mouthfuls and delivering kind of good feedback and good attention to the media, it's none other than Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow. This is a guy who seems to just have an eye for saying all the coolest things, all the kind of, I don't necessarily think it's the classically right things, but he's really awesome. And he had an interesting quote after the Bengals victory over the Baltimore Ravens. He was asked about a potential Bengals window to win the Super Bowl. How big was their window? Was this part of their window? Was the window closing? And this was his response here from Field Yates. Actually tweeted this out, but this was Burrow's response. He said, quote, "The window is my whole career. Our window is always open," unquote. Now, look, I know Joe Burrow. He's Joe Cool, right? He does all these things. He wears the chain and all that kind of stuff. He's like very, very confident, very cocky guy. But to me, this kind of takes up to a whole nother level, right? Because there's a difference between confident, maybe wearing some flashy clothes or carrying yourself a certain way. But I don't think this is an act, Miles. I don't think this is funny. I don't think this is meant to be a troll. I think he's deadly serious that he thinks as long as he is with this Bengals organization, they have a chance to win a Super Bowl every year. And look, the 2 years he's been healthy, they made the playoffs, right? I think they won the division last year. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl. They have a chance here to obviously won division again. They have a chance here to make another big playoff run. They got a big game against the Ravens, obviously, this weekend in the wild card round. Miles, what do you think of Burrow's comments? Look, I know you're a Ravens fan, so I think you got got some interesting thoughts on this for sure.
Well, Nick, if you look at the Bengals as an organization and you look at this offense in particular, you look at Joe Burrow, he's done it this year without Jamar Chase. He's done it this year without T. Higgins. He's done it this year without Joe Mixon. Anytime any of those guys come out, somebody steps up. You see Tyler Boyd step up. You've seen Higgins step up at times to be the true number one guy. You've seen P. Ryan step up in the running back position. And I think all of that is because of the play of Joe Burrow. He's truly been elite this season. Nick, he's been like Hall of Fame caliber good this past season. And per PFF, if you look at his rating this season, it's a 90.7. Very good. Really quite impressive. And Nick, if he can elevate an offense to be that good, I think he's right. I think they have a very good window. I think probably still, even though all of the assets they poured into it, they still need to do a little bit more doctoring up on that offensive line. It could be a little bit better. They have some young guys that are playing good, but still just overall, I think it could be a little bit stronger for as good of a player as Burrow is. I see him, they're getting a little bit too much pressure to him, so I think I'd like to see that upgrade. But other than that, Nick, they've been elite, and it doesn't matter who is on, at the receiver position, who is at the running position. Everybody comes to play with Burrow. They seem to get elevated.
Yeah, I think the numbers, that PFF number, that's staggering, right? Like we talk about all the time. Anything in the 80s, like if you get like an 83 PFF grade, that's like Pro Bowl. That's like all pro. Getting into the 90s to low 90s, that's like all-time great, right? That's essentially at Pat Mahomes level. People are talking about Pat Mahomes being MVP, all-time great, first ballot Hall of Fame already kind of player. And Burrow is right at that level according to PFF. And you brought up a great point. I mean, last year, he took them all the way to the Super Bowl with no offensive line. I think literally no offensive line. I don't know if they actually played 5 offensive linemen watching that game against the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs last year, and he still found a way to win the game. This year, they had all kinds of injuries at the skill position, right? You talk about Jamar Chase missing time. A number of other guys missed a long time. He still found a way to get it done. And this was after starting the year off 0-2, right? Tough losses against Pittsburgh and Dallas. still finding a way to get it done, win the division, and handle business. I think Burrow has kind of earned a reason to be cocky here because I think he realizes how good he is. And I think maybe he's a little salty and a little upset that everyone always talks about Mahomes or everyone talks about Josh Allen. He's like, hey, man, I beat Mahomes last year. I beat Mahomes in Kansas City. I beat Mahomes this year. Why is no one talking about me? And I think Joe Burrow is ready to make a big statement this playoffs. And I think that's exactly what he's saying here. He's like, listen, everyone talks about, hey, as long as the Chiefs have Mahomes, they're a contender. As long as the Bills have Allen, they're a contender. Listen, as long as Cincinnati has me, the Bengals are a contender. And then so far, he's backed that up. And we have to watch and see how this playoff does. But I tell you what, Miles, I wouldn't bet against this guy. Playoff season is right around the corner. We all know that this time of year, the only thing that really matters is being clutch. And nothing is more clutch than having a wireless carrier built on the nation's largest 5G network.
That's right, Nick. And Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month. And you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. Mint Mobile offers unlimited nationwide talk, text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. They keep their costs low because they sell direct to you online. They cut out the retail stores and salespeople. Why should you pay more than you have to for access to the same network?
Use our link in the description below to get premium wireless starting at $15 a month. Only $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Saturday. Stop paying more than you need to on your wireless bill and start saving big with Mint Mobile.